probably didn't eat that much mold. But my very last bite.
What? Say that again?
Yeah, I had an English muffin this morning, and the very last bite, I looked down and I was like, "Oh, that's mold." But I'd already eaten the rest of the muffin.
Yeah.
So I think that was mold. I probably. When I thought back, I was like, "Oh, this is a little weird tasting," but I covered it in butter like an adult, so it seemed fine.
I was told the best cheese is the one you scrape mold off of, but I don't like cheese, so.
I watched a thing the other day where they were talking about taking the mold from the cheese they scrape, molding it back into the cheese, and then resealing it because that makes it extra moldy.
Disgusting.
And special. Disgusting. It was gross.
Anyway, this is episode 1 of the Just Two Boys podcast. We interviewed the John Candy for this one for Arthur Rhodes, the music video that we shot, the peanut butter video. They said great things about us. We said okay things about them.
I think generally we'll still be friends after this comes out. So
on a professional level,
at least on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I follow Brannon on LinkedIn, and that's about the extent of our relationship.
But don't go looking into LinkedIn to try and find out his identity.
Oh, definitely not. He's not
the senior director of an IT
and something ops. God damn it! I was trying to memorize it.
Wow, butchering his title.
His title. So yeah, shout out to the crew and everyone that helped make the video.
You might be able to see some of them.
Oh yeah, Grant's here. Oh yeah, that's Grant next to Ian over there. We're shooting at his house because he allowed us to.
It's my dad's house.
It's his dad's
This
house.
is Grant's dad's house.
Grant's a freeloading piece of shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
Grant, how old are you at your dad's house?
Sorry.
His dad, who's frequently out of the country, so it's just Grant. Feel free to
He
come.
lives at. Lots of nice stuff here.
Here's my phone number.
Mother's maiden name, social security number. Oh yeah, Grant's single.
Oh
everyone.
my God. He is single. Take a gander,
Nice
ladies.
28-year-old single boy.
Oh, you're that old at dad's house,
Yeah.
huh?
Almost 29.
At some point, he inherits the fortune, ladies.
His dad was just in Afghanistan, so it might be quicker than you think. So we should probably talk about Just Two Boys. If this is episode 1, we need to talk about who the fuck we are. I'm Javi. Nice to meet you. I'm just a boy.
I mean, I'm just a boy.
And we shoot commercials and other, I was going to say paraphernalia. That's not right. Other promotional material.
We take videos of stuff you buy.
Yeah. So whenever you see them on Instagram and they're like, oh my God, it's such a beautiful whatever. I shot that. He pulled focus. I lit that. He helped me light it.
Yeah.
So that's what we do as a profession. We are professionals. So we decided we wanted to, because we're always at hardcore shows or metal shows or whatever. Individually, we've been going since we were in our teens.
Yeah.
And I met Ian fucking how many years ago now? 14 years ago?
2010, sure.
Yeah.
A good vintage.
Literally not until maybe 2-3 years ago did we ever even talk about music. It was some band that you were like, oh, this shitty like hardcore band is playing a show. And I was like, dude, I fucking love that band. And then you were like, oh, they're playing with this other band. And I was like, I fucking love them too. And that opened at first. I don't know why you and I just never talked about music.
Because going to a hardcore show is something most people don't do.
That's true.
And when they look in from the outside, they're like, oh, it's a bunch of men like touching each other and fighting in a
Bunch
room.
of sweaty men.
So you don't tend to like advertise that, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do that tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get beat up and pay for it.
So
Didn't come up a lot.
Once we started going to shows, and then because we're both just kind of in the film industry, music videos is always something we just wanted to be involved with the artists in some way. And music videos seemed like a good way for us to kind of integrate ourselves with the bands and the music that we like. We are tired of seeing the same fucking music video over and over. All the White Psych videos, all the Empty Warehouse videos, all the live performance videos, kind of bullshit that like, we get it. It's cheap. And it's easy to make, but it's not very exciting as a filmmaker to be watching the same fucking video. Like metal is already repetitive as it is as far as music goes. And I love that, but I don't also need the same fucking video for the same breakdowns.
I just get sad every time I look up a new song or a new single and I'm like, oh God, the content of whatever this is has to be good. And then it's just another guy on a White Psych
So the whole point of us doing Just Two Boys as a company trying to make these videos is to just try to add some variety to that world that we both like.
For us and for you.
Yeah. And to try to do it like affordably for like up and coming artists. A lot of the bands that we end up going to see are the openers or like the second to last band, not necessarily the headliners. So if they are the more accessible band who are responding to DMs or like not necessarily have not an agent, a manager,
A guy.
yeah. Or yeah, it's always like, oh yeah, we've got a guy that shoots all this stuff, but like he shoots that and he shoots weddings or whatever. But it's like there's a difference between a videographer and like a cinematographer or director of photography. And there's just a different experience for the band to be able to do something. Like I remember Brannon when we were shooting this Arthur Rhodes video, when they walked into the studio that we had like pre-lit, they were like, whoa, this is the most professional thing like we've ever seen. And Erik was like, oh, if we would have done this like in the garage where we did the other ones, it would have taken us like 3 days.
Yeah.
So we're trying to provide like the next level of like the production for these bands at an affordable price, which we have a model.
Yeah. If you take a look at our website, you'll see.
All right, so let's just go into the John Candy interview. Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Love you. Bye.
Should just eat a chip like right now. Like,
Oh, I was asking Gina. I was like, "What's the loudest snack I can get?" And she was like, "Get some chestnuts," and everyone just has it. Just
oh my God. Is that a high heel telephone?
I don't think I've ever seen that in real life.
Do you mind handing me a Red Bull over there?
Oh, which flavor? Whatever. You feeling wintry or peachy?
Give me some peach.
Oh, you
Thank
know,
you.
like
There it is. Oh,
I'll take one.
he's cracking it open. Now he's about to. Ooh, take a sip.
oh, yeah.
You too?
Okay, so I guess let's get started. We're here with the John Candy. We have Brannon and Erik. Ian and I are here.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh yeah, go ahead and introduce yourselves so the people know your voices.
Eric's over here taking calls, being big time. I'm Brannon Means. I'm the singer of the John Candy.
I'm Erik. I help make the songs.
yeah, you help. Eric's the reason this band exists.
No.
He's the mastermind. I'll be embarrassing him throughout this this session.
Please, God, no.
How amazing he is, and so he's so good at his job.
So good, Erik.
Handsome.
So good, so handsome. So anyway, we're here because we want to talk about the Arthur Rhodes music video. But before we get into all that, let's just get into how we kind of met.
So it started off in an Every Time I Die group on Facebook.
Yes.
There was a post about a golfer named Victor Hovland, who's a Norwegian PGA golfer, and he makes a playlist of all the metal music he listens to. It's like he's been in like an interview or two, or like they're like, "Oh, what are you listening to when you're out there?" And he's like, you wouldn't like it." And so I was intrigued from that point on. I was like, "All right, let me check it out." So I go on Spotify, like going down the list, and I think it was probably the 2022 list or something. But sure enough, down there in there was like a phoenix out of Arizona. So I listened to that song
awesome.
and I was like, holy shit. And I probably listened to it like 3 times in the car ride. And I immediately sent it to you. I sent it to everyone I know. And I was like, whatever this is, I want this.
It's something. You got Fleetwood Mac over very low guitar tones. What's going on here?
So that became like our regular song that we'd listen to all the time.
So we have a playlist every time we go to a show. It's always like the turn up playlist while we were pre-gaming in the car. So it's usually a bunch of like yacht rock and stuff like that.
It's Michael McDonald, you know.
Oh, heavy Michael McDonald. But we threw in Like a Phoenix just because it was a good get you pumped up to go in song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And we would be inside Chain Reaction and Ian would just be like, God, when are they playing here? And then that led to him kind of DMing you all the time, only when he was blackout drunk, would build up the courage.
The better part is like rereading all the messages later to see like just the poor spelling, like what time
I
I was
didn't
messaging.
remember.
Oh, they're bad. I looked this morning just
I
to
wasn't a
see it.
stickler for that back then, but now, ooh.
Literally the second message I sent you was spelled like like chain reaction was spelled chain erecting with an E at the end of chain and erecting. And I was like, God, I just,
Like, what's he getting at here?
and all it was you guys like, when are you going to fucking play? And then all you wrote back was like, well, we are 10 minutes away. And like from that point on, I was like, oh shit, they're close.
Yeah, when we found out that you guys were in Orange County, we were like, okay, we need to somehow find a way to infiltrate their lives and integrate ourselves into this.
You weaved your ways into our
Find
hearts.
out where they work,
Sure have.
their spouses.
I follow you on LinkedIn.
The Phoenix one. Which was the Phoenix one?
Eric never remembers his own
Like
songs that he
a
spends
phoenix out of
hundreds
Arizona.
of
The one that
hours
starts with the
making.
dazed and confused, the all right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
time it is, front to back.
Yeah,
side to
yeah,
My
yeah.
most
side.
unfavorite
Get
song.
that too.
No, because we never. Those titles literally are the last thing usually that ever come. Like usually,
Yeah.
like the title comes at the very end. I call it something completely different usually when I'm working on it. So that's kind of like the name I
And
always.
sometimes the working title sticks. Other times,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ooh, I have this title in mind," and it just depends. The crazy thing is that we actually got Matthew McConaughey to do that intro. Like nobody believes us, but we really did. I'm just kidding, we didn't. But our friend Billy Sweet,
Eric still can't remember it.
Eric's like, did we? Our buddy Billy Sweet, who's done vocals on a couple of our songs, he did that. He just randomly did that impression one time.
No, he did it in a voice text.
Yeah, and I was like, we gotta put that in the song. You sound
Yeah.
exactly like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And then we just passed it off to everyone like we actually did get him, and people definitely believed it. I think some people still do believe it.
I mean, until now, I believed it.
And we try to be so casual about it. Like, yeah, one of the biggest A-list celebrities.
Our buddy Matt. Yeah.
Our buddy Matt did this.
He
our
prefers
stupid
Matthew
little
if you've
band.
read his book.
Oh my.
You know that.
Dude, I ended up learning that, like, I forget what it is. I was talking to my mom a couple months ago, and she said it was my grandfather's, like, cousin, like Matthew McConaughey is like his nephew or something. Like, what are the chances? That's so random.
That's kind of cool.
Some
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon. All right.
Yeah, a little, some degrees there.
Kevin
Yeah.
So from all those DMs, you ended up shooting the music video for The Wand, the Cloak, and the Stone, and you were asking for people to show up, and that's how
Mhm.
we met in person because
Mhm.
it was us two, Kyle and Grant. Oh, shout out to Grant who's allowing us to film this at his house.
Yes.
He's
Such a
back there.
champ.
Shut up, we're recording. Anyway,
Yeah, keep it down.
so that was cool. That was the first time we met, and like when we were leaving, I walked up to you, Brandon, and I was like, "I'm gonna email you an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep an eye out for something coming your way." And you were like, "All right, cool." And the idea was the peanut butter thing. The whole inspiration for that peanut butter idea, we were shooting something, and it was like some downtime, and I walked past my buddy's desk at work, and he wasn't there. And I always like to mess with him, like take the mouse or take the keyboard or something. And I was like, wouldn't it be hilarious if I just smeared his keyboard in peanut butter?
Ugh.
And I was just laughing about that to myself. And I showed up. I went back to the studio. I told Ian, and he was like, "That's disgusting." And I was like, "How do we include that into something? Like, I don't know what it is, but like,
Random inspiration.
it's a half-cooked idea, but there's something there."
Mhm.
And then just in our show, going to shows and stuff and listening to your guys' music more, I was like, I feel like they would be a perfect like music to go with this idea because it doesn't fucking make sense.
No,
And
people have called us out on that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing about our band makes sense. It's art, bro.
but so that was I emailed you the idea and you were like, "That's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it."
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I remember my exact reaction. I was like, that sounds horrible. Can it please not touch me? Because I really do love peanut butter. I don't want it ruined for the rest of my life. But I'm in.
So the reason because we shot that video 6 months apart, like your performance and the actual like peanut butter room stuff.
That's right. Yep.
And that was because I was moving and I had 2 apartments for 1 month. And I was like, well, now is the time to do it. You didn't have I don't think you had the song yet.
Yeah, we didn't even know
No.
the song we'd use it for.
Yeah,
Yet.
yeah.
But I was like, well, we have to do it. And it's not like it follows any beat or anything. As long as we have the footage, we're good. My favorite thing about you guys coming over while we were shooting that is when you went out to get lunch
Oh.
and you opened the door
Oh, yeah.
and it was 3 of you guys. When I opened the door to let you back in,
Oh, yeah.
all 3 of you were just like, whoa.
we smelled it from the street. We could smell it from the
That
street.
was intense.
Yeah, and we even were joking. We're like, this is must be like when like a cop pulls up and knows there's a dead body in a house because like you could smell it from the street.
And you guys, and one of the main comments we kept getting on YouTube and Instagram and whatnot, everyone wanted to know how many vats of peanut butter you used. So you guys can give the definitive answer right now.
So originally, when we had the idea, I found a barrel, a literal barrel of
That's right.
fake peanut butter. It was bear bait.
Bear bait.
And it was only like $120. And I was like, fuck yeah, like let's do that. But the shipping, because it came from like Minnesota or something, was like over $1,000. And I was like, all right, alternative,
Mhm.
Amazon wholesale.
Yeah.
We used
Real peanut butter.
yeah, it's real peanut butter. We used 60 pounds.
Oh my god.
So it was 60 pounds of peanut butter, smooth, because I know people were like, I
Yeah.
knew you were
Yeah.
chunky boys.
Yeah,
It's
there were
fucking
some debates.
Yeah. It was smooth. I would have liked chunky for some, but we didn't have a lot of options.
Mhm.
And wholesale on Amazon cost us $275 for all that peanut butter.
So
Amazon.
a lot of peanut butter.
There it is.
That's so crazy.
Originally, we had 30, and then Ian came out because we prepped the room the day before. And Ian came over and he was like, how much? And I was like, 30 pounds. And he's like, double it.
I'll pay right now. So.
I mean, the crazy part was how you guys built the room within the room.
Immaculate.
Yeah.
We walked in and thought it was
Yeah, we thought
Javi's
it was your apartment.
Like everything looked in place. Like, yeah, I mean, mummy poster, Brendan Fraser, sure, looking hot in the 90s.
But like the furniture.
The flooring was perfect.
Yeah,
It was like hardwood floors.
Yeah, it was a trip.
Yeah, the TV was there. I mean, the bed. I mean, it looked like we had no idea you guys had dressed up the room for.
I mean,
music
clearly
video.
we spend a lot of time on movie sets. And I have no idea how this stuff works.
Before you get into that, the Brendan Fraser thing, that was Ian's idea because we just needed to fill up. Like I was trying to cover the walls, so I wanted my
plain
deposit
walls,
back,
yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
And Ian was like, "Well, I have a Brendan Fraser poster or like this other poster," and I was like, "No, Brendan Fraser." He put it up when you guys showed up.
Yeah,
Brendan,
you were wearing the shirt.
you were wearing a Brendan Fraser shirt,
Unbelievable.
so it was
It
meant
was
to
meant
be.
to be. Yeah, absolutely. That was absolutely not planned. Like, what out of any celebrity on the planet I could have had on my shirt? Like, that was a trip, dude.
A
I walked in,
celebrity
I'm
who's
like,
not on a lot of shirts either. So
yeah, I know. I own all three.
Do you really?
No, I
On
don't.
furniture.
yeah, so like a backed up tangent to that is trying to keep this as cheap as possible, you know, peanut butter being the medium. The whole thing was predicated on
Which, by the way,
like-
is in the vein of the John Candy. We try to do everything we do as cheap as possible. So it's
as is
we're
tradition.
on the same page. Yeah.
But peanut butter was the first thing that came up. It was like something you can get in mass, something that's cheap, something that is possible to clean up and doesn't ruin a place. I mean, ruined one air
As
conditioner.
far as I know, it didn't ruin the place. I moved out,
Oh.
so
But shout out to EcoSet, the place I used to work a while ago. But they are a company that takes in old sets, old decorations. They basically are the green part of like filmmaking.
like Target will shoot a commercial and like need to get rid of their sets. EcoSet will come in and like take it all away for a fee, and then they give it away for free.
Yes.
And
Oh,
that's kind of like
nice.
the recycling
Yeah,
aspect.
and Target at the end of the year can say like we recycled it, it went to a good place.
Yeah, that
It
makes
did.
sense because I could see productions being insanely wasteful.
I thought you guys were going to say you guys gave the peanut butter covered things to EcoSet.
Oh, we'll get
they,
there.
they shoot all that out.
But they hooked us up with literally the flooring, a lot of the dressers, the chair I think came from them too. The rest of it was me going on to my local Buy Nothing group, another little whatever Facebook thing to get free stuff. But I put
Yes.
out there, I want all your electronics. I want anything that doesn't work, like a printer, a TV, a laptop, whatever you got, like something you were gonna throw away anyways. Let me destroy it my own way. And like that got a huge response too. And like, you know, those people really love seeing the video as well. When I
This was
eventually
my
sent-
ex-girlfriend's.
Yeah, he's like, oh, there's my kid, there's my
Destroy
laptop.
it.
You know? So Buy Nothing helped, and then also just perusing the alleyways. So I mean, you could have easily bought all that furniture and destroyed it and spent a ton of money, but I think the bed frame and the dresser were both, or the bookcase. They were from the alleyway, and just literally just me and Hobby driving around looking for stuff.
Dude,
what
you
looks
guys
like
are
a room?
hardcore. You guys
Yeah.
put so much effort and work.
When you don't want to spend money, you get a little creative.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And being in Los Angeles obviously helps having access to places like EcoSet, and people throwing
There's
away.
a lot of stuff just lying around in LA anyway. That's for damn
Yes.
sure.
Just the other day, I took a scooter from a random alley, and I was like, "This is a perfectly good scooter." Gave it to my nephew, and now he's got a racing scooter.
Now
So
he has an
the
incurable
alleys-
Yeah,
disease.
you're like, no, he has AIDS.
The alleys give, and the alleys take.
They take.
But the timing worked out perfectly with you moving out of your place. We just had an empty blank canvas, and I mean, if you pay attention, you can see that there's some plastic wrap in places to protect
yeah.
parts of the room if you're
Oh,
looking
yeah,
very
The-
I tried to edit most of that out. Did I miss some
No,
spots?
I think you did great. I'm
Okay,
sure.
thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, since you brought up that you edited the video,
Uh-huh.
shout out to the rest of the crew. So I just have everyone's crew credits here. So I was like, Javi and I'm Javi. Ian and I,
You're you.
were the writers, producers, directors. I was a cinematographer. Ian was the first AC. Katie Carlson, production designer, because she helped find a lot of that furniture.
Madigo sit with me.
Yeah, Gina Cash and Grant Howard behind me over here. They did production assistants. Brandon, video editor, and Kyle Steiner was our grip and electric and the peanut butter boy. Which, by the when I sent him the script, because there was a script, just so that we
Love
could
it.
keep track of what we needed to.
No, you
to
guys
shoot.
were very efficient with the shoot, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
But,
we went fast.
Yeah, you guys work quick.
We sent Kyle the script because he wanted to just help out as a fan of the band. And when he finished reading it, he was like, "Am I the peanut butter boy?" And we were like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And he was like, I thought so. And I tried to get an EpiPen just in
Oh my-
case, because I was like, I don't know who's allergic to what, and I would like to have it just in case.
Yeah.
You can't get one. It's not readily available. You have to have a prescription.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I didn't
Never
know
knew
that.
So that's kind of bullshit.
See,
Yeah.
You
This
could buy
podcast
six
is informative.
Drawing attention.
Wow.
You could
Yeah, I
buy
didn't know
60
that.
pounds of peanut butter, but no EpiPen.
Suicide by peanut butter. Then.
Aren't some people allergic to strawberries too? Like you get EpiPen for
The
strawberries
Jam
sometimes?
music video, is that what you're bringing up right now?
I don't know.
Are you pitching the next one?
Is that the next one?
Let's go.
All two of you who asked.
When are they gonna do it? They said it here first.
We did talk about that because we were like, this is such a good first video. Like, how do we top this? And everyone's like, naturally, you got to do the jelly one or the jam one. And I was like, no, you wait 10 years. And then when they least expect it, you hit them with the,
Yeah.
the next one.
Solid.
But yeah, so prep time, Ian and I were there the night before, kind of setting everything up. We shot, since you said we were so efficient, we shot for 3 hours, I think. That was pretty much it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we went to go get you lunch and we're back and it was done.
Yeah.
He was already coming out of the shower.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was the shocking part. How fast he
Just-
cleaned
just
himself up.
2 25-minute showers.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Dawn dish soap.
I thought it wouldn't even be possible. I thought he'd
I
be
didn't even-
still covered in some form of film.
He was like those ducks in the oil spill commercials.
Totally, dude.
Yeah, 3 hours to shoot it, 6 hours to clean up. Because I was wrapping stuff up inside while him and Kyle were just out driving around finding
Respectively
dumpsters.
dumped it into lots of dumpsters in Los Angeles.
It's a respectful way. Yeah.
They still went in the
I mean,
trash.
honestly, yeah, it's in a trash can. I mean, that's a very honorable
But
of you.
to dump a full room, it takes up a lot of space.
Mhm.
And same with transporting it just in my minivan. You know,
Mhm.
you can only do so many
Yeah,
trips.
I had a brand new car. I didn't want to get peanut butter
Yeah,
in it.
did you tarp your van?
No. There's probably still peanut butter. I like peanut butter, so it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, there's still a streak of peanut butter in my car.
what?
Or it was I was on your shoe because it was on your side. You were literally sitting legs crossed in my car. Because I was for a week, I was like, why does it still smell like peanut butter in here? And I finally found this little smudge on the side of the door.
Oh my god, it's like gherkin.
Yeah, and I'm still pissed.
Do you, do you ever see that on Viva the Band when they make the gherkin?
Oh, and it just makes you throw up immediately or
It's
something.
peanut butter, mayo, mustard, ketchup, and you put it in a microwave for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it's the most disgusting
Yeah,
thing
it's
ever.
like the second it hits you, you instantly vomit.
Ugh.
All right, well, that's the sequel video.
Covered in gherkin.
But the only real casualty from that video was the air conditioner unit.
Oh,
Because after we
too much
tried
peanut
to-
vapor or what?
Because it was July when we filmed, so it was hot.
in a small room with 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah. 6.
But literally after we finished cleaning and we turned that thing on, it just fired out peanut air. That was it. So it was fine. I mean, it was Kyle's donation to the production. Thank you, Kyle. kept his cool, but that was the real casualty that could not be saved. Was don't cover a room in peanut butter, run your air conditioner.
Oh man,
The,
I had no idea.
The bag that I had, like the camera gear and everything, I took it from work, shot it on an Alexa, just saying, it's an expensive camera. But I took it back to work, and when I opened it to like put everything back, I opened it and I was like, oh,
It still smelled?
it smelled like so much like peanut butter, just a cloud of it came up.
Man.
There was none in there. I checked. I wiped it down.
Yeah, your guys' dedication, man. I mean, you did all these things where it's like, hey, there could be downstream issues a couple of days, weeks later when someone goes to reuse the equipment. They're like, what the hell is this? What is this?
Why is everything so oily?
I'm allergic.
So we filmed that. Then 6 months later in January, so we went from July to January was when you actually had like the song finished.
No way.
I
I didn't even realize it was that long.
Yeah, There's
There's no.
You don't even know the names of your songs, man.
I just realized there's a disco ball in the room, by the way.
I was already admiring it earlier.
I didn't. I just caught that.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here.
Eric. Yeah, Eric hates every single one of our songs after he finishes it. Like towards the end of the production process, he's like, I don't ever want to hear this song again. So like I have to get any ideas I have for the songs, I have to get them in early on because otherwise he's just so burnt out.
I mean, case in point, we had that discussion yesterday.
Yeah.
Like we were trying to think of maybe to change one part, and at that point, I'm like, it's take it or leave it.
I mean, we've made at this point, I think 64 songs together. I think it's a 64, 65, something like that.
Damn.
Check your Spotify. And yeah, it's the same process every time. Super gung-ho, really excited in the beginning. I'm usually so excited by the end just because I haven't spent, like Eric, about 60 plus hours per song,
easy.
Yeah, at least putting
Yeah.
together all the instrumentals, tracking vocals, mixing everything, yada yada. So yeah, he's just like done by the end, and I'm like, well, I got this idea. And he's like, no.
I mean, my wife's in the same boat. She hates all
Oh,
the
yeah.
songs
Oh yeah,
just as much as I do.
she hears the same like 1 second
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
over and over
because she doesn't even hear the entire song. She hears like literally a 1 to 2 second loop for hours at a time. It drives her.
It sounds
nuts.
as obnoxious as possible.
Yeah, and I always try to. They're maybe less annoying before we add vocals, but when we add the vocals in, and you just hear like a.
And inhale.
Oh yeah, a lot of cleaning those out. Like,
And like like in between screams, like we tried to do a secret track on a song once where it was just my in between screams, and it was just a 30 seconds of. And then it got rejected by our distributor.
I like that there is one song where, like, in the middle of a breakdown, you're just like, I don't know, I'm just going, ugh.
Yeah, that's literally just messing around on the song, and Eric's like, I'm gonna leave that in.
which one was that one?
That's I'm trying to remember.
So you
I
don't
mean, you
remember
definitely wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't remember either.
Yeah.
That's an older one though.
Oh.
Sorry, we digress.
No, it's all good. So when we got to filming the one in January, 6 months later, that was also the debut of your new mask. So
Yes.
that was fun for us to watch. And I know halfway through filming that, you were like, do you want the same color in the eye? And I was like, you fucking tell me
That's
that
an
now?
option? You son of a bitch.
It changes colors?
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm colorblind.
Oh, yeah, I've known Eric. Eric was in my wedding. I've
Yeah.
known Eric for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And I still forget that he's colorblind, like severely colorblind.
Yeah, severely.
Like, what? You don't see the colors, you idiot?
Oh, I had no idea it changed colors.
Yeah. It can do every color you could possibly want.
Wow.
All the colors you can't see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I've never seen you change it.
Every color you wish you could
It's-
see.
You might have seen him change, you just didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. If it went red to green to brown, I for sure didn't see it. But maybe even
that's,
orange.
That's
yellow.
a super cool mask. That was done by Paul Vick, Perfect Ugly on Instagram. I randomly just posted on our Instagram one day. I was like, "Hey, we're just really sick of wearing these crappily made, homemade. Again, trying to do things for cheap. $10 Trumpinator masks that we've cobbled together from Amazon. It's like a $10 Trump mask, just because it was the cheapest mask I could find. Like a $5 or $10 red bike light that you just push through one of the eyeballs. You paint half the mask black, and we only did that just so that the red would pop more, like you'd notice it a lot more. And then we staple like a GoPro head mount on the inside, and so that all in costs like $25 to make the mask. We've actually had a lot of fans reach out and ask how to make it, and I've sent the instructions. I think we have in the wild probably like at least 10 or so just fan-made masks in the wild. And they post pictures, and it's like super cool. It's my dream at one point for a show, a music video idea, at some point, to like, it's like the whole audience there for the show is all wearing the masks. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a natural progression, like something I'd just love to see. Like it's our cult, it's our army kind of thing. But I digress again. So Paul Vick, I posted one day, I was like, we're getting real sick of our masks. They're super uncomfortable. And the joke's on Eric and the other guys. They still have to wear the uncomfortable ones because Paul's only made one mask. Oh yeah, you're not singing now, but the other guys have to wear them. So I posted, hey, does anyone know anyone? And then I had a bunch of people reach out, and then Paul was an option. I sent him kind of our vision, and he got back to me right away. And we just started kind of riffing ideas, and he'd never heard of us. And then he listened, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, I actually love you guys. Like, this is incredible. He said, I mean, I don't know if he's just being super nice, but he said we're his favorite band now, or one of his favorite bands. And so he's like, I get to make masks for you guys. This
So
is
he's
crazy.
lying to you.
He's lying through his teeth. And he's doing it so sweetly. So yeah, we just came up with a bunch of ideas, and then he said, we were trying to decide, like, we're going to do, I think it's called a death cast or a life cast of a celebrity's face. I forget which one it's called. He's like, maybe we could get John Candy. I was like, I don't know. I follow them on social media. I comment with his son, Chris, sometimes. I feel like it might be disrespectful. Like, I don't want to even like misconstrue anything. So I was like, let's find another celebrity. And so I think we settled on, I'm drawing a blank.
Dan
Ghostbusters. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd is the name of the mask. That's right. And so we settled on that. He got it cast. He bought like all the stuff to make it, and he worked with Josh Everett's on the mask. And the cool thing is both of them have made masks for Slipknot, I think at least for a couple of their music videos. They're buddies with AJ Good from House of Masks. And he's like one of the top mask dudes that I've ever seen. He's got like 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so, yeah, Paul, and it was even crazy getting the mask to us because we were going to debut it at a show, and it wasn't going to be here in time. And it just happened to get delivered to our house right when I wasn't home. Nobody was home. And so I'm calling my brother who lives down the street. I'm calling everyone around I know, like, someone get there right now, because they were asking us to sign for it, and you weren't supposed to have to sign for it. So anyways, long story short, we ended up getting the mask just in time for the show. And then that was super cool, circling it back to the music video for Arthur Rhodes, getting to actually debut it like in a music video, in the video you guys shot for us. And you got a lot of really cool close-up shots of the mask. And Josh and Paul had this awesome idea of it being like, it's kind of like the flesh is starting to rip away on the front of the mask, and you pull the flesh off, and it's this android underneath, and it's so comfortable, and it has like a moving mouthpiece. And excuse me, I remember one of the craziest things or funniest things about wearing the mask for the music video is I was trying to like accentuate my mouth moving. So like you could kind of, because when the flesh piece is on the front, you can't tell my mouth is moving. You can when that piece is off, because it's kind of like this like detached thing going. Excuse me, peanut butter. And so, or something. And so like, I remember like at the end of the day, like my jaw was hurting so bad because the whole video I'm going like, like moving my mouth as big as I can. So it looks more interesting on film, hopefully. But yeah, it was just so fun. You guys got so many really cool close-up shots. And since I edited it, I wanted to make sure I was kind of giving like an ode and a tribute to Paul and Josh for making that mask. So I wanted to make sure we had lots of really close-up shots, and they were really excited about that.
No, it looks super dope. And I remember because we had a plan of you keeping the flesh part on towards the beginning of the video and then taking it off halfway through and finishing it off. And you were like, perfect. I don't know the words fully yet to the beginning. So it kind of works out that you can't see my mouth.
Are they still making 2 more of those?
Yeah, they're in process. I know that they have a lot of stuff they're doing right now. I think some top secret projects, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that mask also made its way into the artwork too. See what artwork made.
That's
as well.
right. Yeah. So then Corey, I always forget Corey's actual last name. Is it Swope? Or maybe that's his like Instagram or Facebook name. I'm really good with Facebook and Instagram names because I do all of our social media. What was it? he plays in a band called Zombie Shark. And funny enough, like the guy that we stayed with in Philadelphia when we were playing a show out there a couple years ago, he happened to be friends with Corey also. I think maybe Philly has a small hardcore scene. And then we had been on a Cyber Grind compilation 3 or 4 years ago for our song we did as like a tribute to Dexter, the TV show. And what was it? Through the Cyber Grind compilation, I just saw that Corey does lots of really cool artwork. He did artwork for Dr. Acula. He did, I don't even know how to say their name, Sanguisinabog.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know that's like a total thing. Like people are like, how do I say it? He's done art for a lot of really cool bands, and I love his style. It's like kind of this like weird cartoon, demented kind of thing going on. And so I hit him up. I was like, hey, can you do art for us? He's like, sure, let's do it. And what's your, you have any idea, or you want me to go crazy? I was just like, I would love. We're shooting a music video with these gentlemen, just two boys, and we want to do. Oh wait, what's that? Who? Oh yeah, hello. And it's a peanut butter theme, and here's our new mask. What can you come up with? And that's all I told him. I said, weirder the better. And he made this weird, like mechanized spider GIF peanut butter
A riff
hybrid.
butter, yeah.
Yeah, riff. Yeah, exactly, dude. And he just killed it. It was awesome. I usually do all of our artwork, so it was so nice too for somebody else to do it.
I thought it was cool too, and like we talked about this just like in our drives to and from work.
Well, no, even music videos too. I usually do all of our music videos. You guys were not the first, but very early on.
But
some
the
other
best,
folks.
you could say it.
Well, hey, Tim Nieto, shout out Tim. Horrormosity has done some amazing videos for us, like the Bay Harbor Butcher and October 31st, our horror themed video. But it was super cool to work with different creatives, like people who are really good at their craft and know what they're doing and can make some rad stuff. And you guys crushed it.
We were happy to see like the whole video stemmed from me wanting to smear peanut butter on some guy's keyboard, and that somehow influenced the song. It influenced the artwork.
Mhm.
So in a weird way, we were like, our DNA is kind of in that song.
No, it is.
And
absolutely.
It's like such a backwards way of songwriting to be like, let's start with the video
Yeah.
and then
totally.
make the song.
That's
That's true.
that's a testament to our writing, I think, and how we
What?
do things.
I wasn't
So
gonna
what
say
were you
that,
going to say?
but-
I mean, I could say something
I was-
else.
I was
What do you want
just
to
gonna
say?
No, I was just to say how bizarre you, because you're right, because the video came first, and then I added the peanut butter sound effects because of your video.
I remember we went to your show that you had in Vista, and I was like, what's up with the new song? And you were like, you want to hear a part? And it was just the it's peanut butter jelly time part. And I was like, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, our songwriting process can be really weird sometimes. We just find that's what I enjoy about the creative process, is that we just find random influence from anywhere. Like there's no limits to it. Like we see something, I'm walking down the street, I see something. Eric, you guys, you want to smear peanut butter on a keyboard, and that spurs an entire idea for a music video, inspires the lyrics. Like, I mean, it's kind of like this symbiotic relationship between everyone and their creativity, and seeing the fruition of that is really exciting.
I think it says something about how you adapt to like the creative possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And that translates all the way to when we were shooting your performance part. We were in the studio that just had a random piano in there, and there's like a tiny piano part in your song. We were like, fuck it, bring the piano.
Yep.
There's a couple
Let's do
records
it.
over there. Pick whichever one you think is the best and or funniest.
And or funniest, yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, it worked out great. It was super fun.
and I made some
And we're always looking at Eric, waiting
I
for him
was
to
like-
say something.
I was like, what am I supposed to say? I don't know.
Like, keep
I'm not in the
thinking
video.
I keep thinking you're
good.
about to say
Yeah.
something.
No, I'm not in the video. That was Dave and
You're like, excuse me.
and Brent.
Yeah, Eric used to do live vocals, but Eric truly loves being the background guy. He doesn't want to be in front. He doesn't want anyone to know he's even in the band. So when our buddy
Correct.
Dave,
Yes.
it was like, Eric was like, I don't want to play shows anymore. Like, I'm just done. And it's like our buddy Dave, who he used to play in a metalcore band with back in the day, like, hey, you want to do this with us? He's like, yeah, sure.
I mean, he's truly a better fit. Like he's jokey. He's
He wears
better in
tiny
front of a
shorts.
yeah, he's better in front of a crowd. He enjoys it. It was just never my thing.
I like
So-
your shtick though. You keep the microphone stand super low. You don't face the audience. was kind of fun and kooky.
Hide that handsome
Even
face.
even wearing a mask, like I'm like, oh, I can't do it. No.
The mask helped though. It had to have.
Like a fraction, a
Just
fraction.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, I can't do it.
One of the things that Ian and I tried to figure out for the longest time is who the hell Arthur Rhodes was.
Oh,
And if you Google search Arthur Rhodes,
He's some baseball player
Yeah.
from like 20,
Oh,
30
really?
years
I
ago.
only
Yeah.
learned that because of comments on the music video. They're like, "Oh yeah, you guys like baseball, huh?" Or like,
And-
actually, no.
comments on the video is like, because we talked about it for weeks, that we were
And I
like,
was like, I'm
actually
not gonna
love-
ask because I'll look stupid. You know?
Oh, dude, I love that it had all this air of mystery
even-
around it. It was so
even
simple.
on the car ride here today, Ian's like, I had to learn so many fucking baseball facts just to try to
just
figure
to
out.
look like I knew what was going on.
oh my god, for real?
That's amazing.
It's a
randomly
much
he's-
simpler answer.
He sends me a screenshot of like a comment where it's just you guys are like, oh yeah, it's just our middle names.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck! It's so simple.
I just liked how our middle names sounded together, and so that's why we did it. That's
Yeah.
literally how the conversation went.
Much simpler answer than that.
Because when I was a kid, I hated my middle name. Because I just
hate my
what is a
middle name.
what is a Rhodes? Wait, you hate my middle name?
yeah.
Funny, that's what you said.
I hate
his
both.
middle name.
I hate both the middle
Oh,
names.
we share that though. Like,
Yeah.
we both hated our middle names. I love my middle name now. Do you
No, I
like
still
yours?
don't like it.
You still hate it?
I never tell people my middle name.
Dude.
Yeah.
No.
It's my
Yeah,
dad's,
exactly,
it's my
right?
dad's name.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I just didn't know what it was, and then my mom got it from like her friend's grandfather, who she really respected, and then I was like, oh, the Colossus at Rhodes too, that's kind of cool, and so over time, I embraced it and liked it. But yeah, I just liked how they sounded together, and boom, smashed them in there. Smush,
Fuck
smushy,
you guys.
smushy. You sons of bitches.
What did you have a working title for it before it was Arthur
Oh,
Rhodes?
sure we did.
Yeah, it's always like the one we
Something
always.
really stupid.
It's always like Harry P. Ness.
yeah.
Like what's another one we always use?
There's so many, and I can't think of
Like-
any of them.
Honestly, I'm on like the 8th song where I send it to him titled Harry Penis.
They're like,
it's
you
yet
call,
to
like,
stick.
Mike Hunt. You
Yeah,
know, like stuff like that.
it's usually stuff like that. But what was the other one?
I don't. We had a list. I know you wrote them down at
Yeah, I
some
wrote
point.
them down.
He's pulling up his Apple Notes.
Hold on, I think the only one I have is Harry Penis.
It's just one note.
Yeah, 'cause
that just
one
says
day-
Harry P.
Oh, I come 69.
Wait, what?
120 gigabits.
That's just your Google search, Eric.
Oh, we were talking about like technology with that one.
That was Brent. He said, I come 69 hard drive 120 gigabits. He's like, I want that to be the whole song.
I guess riff on iPad in gigabytes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have the other ones? No.
No, I don't have them in here.
Yeah, it's just all his other super secret song ideas in there.
Uh,
Why don't you just say
More amazing titles. I'm
Don't
sure.
Oh, look at see,
don't
it
share
it
the
works.
secrets.
what is it?
Tequila to red wine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
on the new song. Yeah.
Anyways, Jizzabits is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
Bad, yeah.
It's 120.
but yeah, he wants the whole thing though.
Oh, I forgot to bring your
Of
hard
course,
drive.
yeah, of course he wants the whole
I
thing.
have the raw footage still from actually from our show we played a couple months ago. Javi provided us with some hard drives so I could edit everything together, and I didn't bring them today. So
It's all right.
that's nice of you to float us your hard
On-
drives
on
for
the
a couple
on the
months.
record
See,
now?
this is what a true professional does.
I bought extras because I knew I probably wouldn't see you for a while.
so you couldn't trust me to. They're literally sitting on my desk. Grr.
And I meant to message you too on the way here. I was like, don't forget.
Mhm.
Of course, here we are.
Yep.
So we shoot like commercials and random stuff for like companies, but the only reception to those videos is always like we shoot stuff for a furniture company, and it's always the comments are like, I ordered my sofa 8 months ago, where is it? And like that's the only reception to the video, nothing about the idea or anything like that.
I could see myself sitting on that.
We used to, just a side note, we used to do like there's different fabrics. There's like a velvet one that changes colors when you touch it, and we would have like the actors like show that,
Mhm.
and people would be like, oh, I want her to touch me like that, and we're like, all right, that's the last time we're
No
showing
more
her.
touching shots.
Yeah, no
There's
more-
like
no
a
more
kink-
touching.
There's like a kink to that.
There's a king to
Apparently.
everything. I think.
Yeah, that's
Come
true.
on, Rule 34.
Don't pretend. Don't pretend.
There's a king to everything.
But seeing reaction videos.
That was my king asking that question.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of reaction videos to that music video. So you guys, I think that's your segue.
Yeah,
You had a
no,
lot
I'm
of
saying
good time with that.
I've
Yeah.
never had of anything that I've
Yeah.
shot other than people complaining about not receiving their products.
Oh, cool.
I've never actually had a reaction video.
yeah.
That wasn't my mom or something. Be like,
Yeah.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job, hon.
My Mexican mother is showing all of her like friends in Mexico this video, and they're like, "We don't like the music, but it looks good."
Like, ooh,
Peanut butter's in
cacahuates.
focus. Yeah.
Cacahuates.
Yeah, the cacahuates.
It was cool to see like one of the very first videos we shot. Like first 5 seconds, the guy's like, "Is this like professionally shot? Is this the best thing they've ever done?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. So
Fuck yeah.
one of the reaction guys said that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Was Arthur Rhodes the one where the German guy reacted to it?
There was
think it
two
was.
that were other like
Oh, it was a German guy
German,
and a dude from
Australia guy, and then Romanian was
Yeah, Romanian. Yep.
because that was the one.
Because I had to Google
translator
what
didn't
language
work.
he was
Yeah.
speaking. I couldn't tell. I just
Yep.
picked out a couple words and did some searches. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
but
But the German guy was super funny. Yeah, Australian guy was Nick Richardson, I think. He's a pretty big following on Twitch, I think. Yeah, he called it peanut butter core. Goes so hard. That was more Boston, I think. But
Sure was.
hey, no, I'm not gonna try. Hey! I used to actually have an amazing Australian accent because I worked with like 10 like born and bred Australians for like 3 years straight, but kind of lost it.
That's too bad.
Sorry.
I like listening to Ian's because Ian's from that area. I like the Boston accent, especially the guy at the Home Depot. That story that you recently told. Go ahead.
Wait, does it only come out sometimes, the accent?
My accent, yes, I hide
Okay.
it.
Okay.
It's only when I'm like really drunk. But I just spent a lot of time there. But the guy, I was at a Home Depot, and I'm standing there looking at something, and it's like a real good old boy, like big beer gut old guy standing next to me. And his wife comes up, and she's real dainty, and she's like, I couldn't find it. And he's like, "Ooh, the bathroom?" He's like, "It's under for retard, like your beer." And I was just like, "Oh shit!" And he looks at me and starts cackling. And I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'll laugh with you." Literally, your wife in a Home Depot.
He's like, that was a wicked burn.
Fucking got hair, huh?
It's fucked up, but I love that story.
I feel like when you have your Boston accent, you probably become like 10 times more intimidating.
Maybe, who knows?
Let's try it.
That's true.
We got a case of beer. Sure.
Like, speaking of kings,
let me just hear real quick, just please. I need this.
So only one person that I saw in the comments got that the band was supposed to be in the peanut butter jar. And that was personally, I'm like, I just need the performance to make sense in the video, in the world of the video.
Yeah.
So I don't like when it's just like a short film with a band performance. I'm like, there needs to be some
I mean,
crossover.
I don't think we were that subtle about it. I mean, the camera like zooms into it. Like there's a hand in front of us. Like when he sticks his hand in.
I feel like we could have maybe shot it a little better.
I think if he had peanut butter on his hands, it could have helped.
Yes.
Like some production value on that. You know, negative points, guys. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Understood.
I was trying to think of ways to do it in post, and I know there would be ways, but I'm not that good. So
No, you were fucking great for
thank you.
for
That's
editing.
very
yeah.
nice. All self-taught, baby.
I know that we had like the one round of notes where it's just like we want more of the craziness and like some color stuff.
And I was glad you guys said that stuff because it just made it better.
That's it.
Yeah. And the only reason the spiders worked their way, well, two reasons they worked their way into the video. One is the inspiration from Corey doing the art.
Artwork, yeah.
I don't even remember if I told him to do spiders. I think he just did it. And two, I have a lifelong fascination with spiders. So you'll find random spider stuff in things that we do here and there just for no reason. And that's just because I'm fascinated. I was terrified. I was arachnophobic my whole childhood. I would say I was arachnophobic up until I was like 30, and I'm 41 now. And like in the last like 5 to 10 years, I've just had so many spiders around me in my houses. Not inside, I don't know. They just like, they sneak in, little bastards, you know, and they're eating the bugs, which is nice. But yeah, I cover myself in spiders. I just had to get used to them. It's like, they're just everywhere. So now I think they're kind of cute in a weird way, but if they're too big, they're scary still.
I do have one last question though, just pure curiosity. What bands are you listening to right now?
Well,
and,
Eric's
or artist.
I can answer for Eric. It's none of it's going to be heavy music. He literally
all right.
doesn't listen to heavy music. It's rarely ever. It's all like 70s disco.
Yeah, lately.
Totally fine.
Yeah, lately.
Are you pulling up your Spotify?
Yeah, I was
Because
like,
that gives me a chance.
I was going through like things I'm listening to.
Google search bands that will make me sound cool.
Yeah.
No. Like it literally was everything he just said. Like,
Ian, you go while they're searching.
I guess mine's even sadder and it's not new, but I've been in like a big like older pop punk phase. So I want to take this to your grave and like Under the Cork Tree and some original 4 Year Strong albums.
Oh, man.
Dude. Oh, their new song is amazing. Daddy of Mine.
Yes.
I'm
It
obsessed with that
sounds
song.
More every time I die.
It sounds exactly like Every Time I Die. That's why I'm obsessed with it. Oh, it's so you say more like Every Time I Die than Every Time I Die. Yeah.
I couldn't be happier.
Bill Murray, I've been super into lately. People keep wanting us to collab with them,
oh
but
my God,
they're
I thought you
way
were
bigger
literally
than
talking
us.
about Bill Murray.
You know, another celebrity namesake band. I think the new Bring Me the Horizon is fantastic. The new Dealer is very good.
Oh shit, yeah. I did that last week too.
Like Moss to Flames, I've been obsessed with them for years, and their new album is amazing. New Foreign Hands, if you're a fan of Poison the Well, Opposite
yeah.
of December era, it sounds like
I just saw
them.
them at Genghis Cohen. Most intimate show I've ever been to.
The restaurant?
Yeah.
What?
They have, when you walk into the restaurant, it's like the restaurant's to the left, bars straight forward. There's a tiny room off to the right.
No way.
It's half of a chain reaction.
No way. I never knew that.
And
That's awesome.
It's so fucking, like, you take 3 steps in, you're front of the stage. And they were on with See You Space Cowboy. I think it was like their album release. And their singer was out like moshing during Foreign Hands, kicked me right in the stomach. And I was like,
Like, you kicked me. That was a fun fact.
such a small person with such a powerful kick.
I bet. Yeah, just 2 more. I'm obsessed with. I've been obsessed for a long time. Eric introduced me to them. Greyhaven.
Yep,
They have Every Time I Die esque qualities.
they sure do.
And then the new Silent Planet album is fantastic. I never was super into them. I always liked them, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I'm obsessed. But their new album, I'm obsessed with.
Like every other Silent Planet album is good for me. I'm with you.
Yeah, mine's none of that. The new Soft Kill album is really good.
It's 80s style stuff.
Yeah. Steel City Band and Tammy. Chic. Rick James. I've been listening to a lot of Rick James. Three Dog Night. Blondie.
3 Doors Down.
Yeah. See, look, this is all I listen to.
You're my Superman.
What else?
I sing that to Eric every time we
Human League.
record.
Yeah, just a lot of random stuff here. Boots for Dancing.
Boot Scoot and Boogie.
That's a great
Sylvester.
name.
Ted Danson.
Chuck Berry.
Oh, absolutely.
Does he fart on that one?
No, he pees on that one. Yeah, that's it. So
Good stuff.
Great.
nothing
Oh,
heavy.
For me, I was Lock Slip is big on my playlist right now.
What's that?
They're a band. It's the singer of the band Entry, and they were opening for Better Lovers like a year ago.
Okay.
So she started this other band, or she's in the, I don't know who, whatever. She's in this other band, and they just had their first show in downtown LA like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I went. It was like some random warehouse in like the shittiest part of LA.
Was it 1720?
No, this wasn't
Not
even
that bad.
This
Shout
was
out to
literally
1720.
this is just an empty warehouse.
Bye.
This one was just an empty warehouse, but
Oh,
it sounded like shit. But I sort of knew what they were playing just from
Oh, this
listening
one?
to the album. Yeah,
okay.
a whole 711 monthly listeners.
It is crazy. You can go to a show somewhere and it could be a band that you're obsessed with, you love, they sound amazing. But if the sound in the place is bad, it is insane. Like you know their songs backwards, forwards. You still can't even tell what song they're playing if the acoustics are terrible.
Yep, and it, boy was it terrible.
Yeah, it's just all tin, right?
Yeah.
That was Hoagie Barmichael's. Remember that place over by John Wayne Airport?
No.
Dude.
You didn't play there?
Dude.
Oh, that place is
The worst
horrible.
venue. We saw Suicide Silence play there with Mitch
Atreyu.
several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge hardcore venue in like the early 2000s, early aughts.
Like the sound would literally just like ping pong off the walls.
Yeah, it's this like shitty like pilot bar.
Yeah.
It
It literally was like on a tarmac. Like,
Not literally, but across the street from the tarmac.
that's true.
Like as an experience, those places are amazing to go to.
Yeah.
But I also would like to
Burn them to the
listen
ground.
music.
Yeah, I see you. I hear you.
So them, and then not like hardcore metal, Magazine Beach. They were touring with Origami Angel on the East Coast, and
I don't know who
I'm just
those are.
waiting for them to come over to this side. But that's it.
Get them.
Two small bands, but they're on repeat for me.
And with that, see you later.
Big gulps, huh?
I have one more just little a factoid here. So the video, if we actually totaled up what the cost was to make everything, should have been
Oh,
Don't say it. Should we take guesses?
yes.
I mean, obviously you guys know.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if you fully know. I'm a nerd and I have a whole Excel
I
sheet.
know I'm the same way. I'm a numbers guy. So, did you want to guess first?
Oh, no, well,
You want to calculate
Whip
in your head?
for it.
well, but what are we talking about? Are we talking about
Everything.
They're
So-
all in.
So if we had paid for all of the furniture,
okay?
if we had
Oh,
rented like
okay.
a room to do that in, everyone's day rates.
For 2 days.
Oh my.
Oh wait!
God.
Oh, you're doing calculation of like what it would have cost on like a real production budget. What might be interesting is the real cost versus what it should have cost. Is
Well,
that
that's
what you're
I think
getting
this
at?
was doing,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is what it should have
Yes.
cost, and then I have the what it
Okay.
actually
Let me
cost us.
let's do guesses though. That
All
would
right,
be
go
kind
ahead.
of
You
fun.
go first.
I'm gonna guess what you guys actually spent was. I'm gonna say $400 between the two of you, and then real production, like company, blah blah blah. And this is like a couple days of shooting. I'm gonna guess like 50 grand.
Eric,
Yeah, I was gonna say. God, I was gonna say 50 grand too. But if we're talking prices right now,
As we always are.
yeah,
in this economy,
2 days. I'll go with 49,999.
You son of a bitch. The price is wrong, bitch.
Ian, do you know?
Wait. What's your
Yeah,
what's
what's
your
your
real
actual-
cost?
What it
guess?
really cost?
Yeah.
I'll go with
And don't say $399.
no. I'll go with 310.
Here, I'll get one clue. I already said that peanut butter alone was $275.
Oh, okay, then never mind. I'll go with
was low
415.
Okay. Oh my god. This backfired.
Are you keeping your actual
I'll
number?
upgrade my real cost to 500.
Do you have guesses? Do you know these? Don't look.
I don't know.
Don't
can't
fucking
s-
look at
I mean, I got good vision. I can't say that far. I mean, because I kind of know.
Can
the
you
real-
tell who runs the numbers around
Yeah,
here?
that's like here. I don't even know what's inside.
I guess we spent $800.
Oh my
A
God.
grand, maybe.
Okay.
Guilt trip.
And then if I was gonna actually produce it,
$1 billion.
$12,000.
All right.
Yeah, this is the guilt trip part where you guys tell us what it really costs and you look at us like
We're still paying it off. Yeah.
So the video should have cost $10,800.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I was way over
Yeah,
my
way
estimate.
over.
Damn.
You sure were. Sure were.
Yeah, shall
Yeah, shall but because we have gear, we have connections, we have whatever, because
Giving
we're so
hand jobs in the back.
Yeah.
Hours.
so good.
That's how Hollywood works, dude.
The fluffer.
It came out to $1,014.37.
Dang.
I was close.
I feel horrible.
Eric and I have to rethink the next music video.
We're still waiting for that check.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, I feel so bad right
I mean,
now.
obviously, you guys get a big thank you. Jeez.
And what did we eat that day? Heavy-handed.
Oh, is it the burger place?
You're just like, but we.
Oh yeah,
ate
so less
this.
catering.
Yeah.
Catering for you guys was like $40.
Yeah. 800
So we'll settle up in the back. Yeah.
It's the delivery fees
Yeah.
that get you. That was what,
Ah,
like
yes,
$750.
yes.
You know.
Between the beers and the heavy-handed, it was like, well, it's a wash.
Well, you guys do win the award. That's our most expensive video because the most we had ever spent before that was probably literally $100.
Don't look at me. I don't
Now, yeah,
Not my
tell
money.
me. No,
I was like, I always forget
I'm the
my
numbers
wallet.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Well, I mean, the October 31st, that was like free.
that was. I mean, almost every video was free.
Yeah. We literally just drove around.
Like we have friends who have cameras,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think of what would be the second most expensive again. But I think, some were free, some were like $100. It's crazy what you can do with a small budget. I mean, hey, people notice the production value though, jumping up to that thou.
You smear peanut butter in a room and people think you got money. All right. So, anything else you want to add before we? tell you guys to get the fuck out of here?
I just like to say I really enjoy.
All right, well, that's the end of the
Oh my god!
Back to the studio.
That's actually how it should end.
That was the what the fuck are we doing?
I can't count. So
That was our interview with the Jonathan Candy.
Stand-up gentlemen.
Yeah, Brannon and Erik, super nice guys. Brandon had to drive a whole 7 minutes to get here.
Thanks for his service.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. I forgot to mention, and I want to mention it now. I reached out to Jif, Skippy, and Peter Pan the peanut butter people. God damn it.
First time?
The nut people. I reached out to the nut people.
The nutters.
And all of them were just like, no, dude, we want to fucking be involved in whatever you're doing. And I was like, come on, any like expiring peanut butter, anything that is a discount, and then just fucking ghosted by all three companies.
Whack, dude.
So
if it's a fishmonger, then it'd be a nutmonger, right? You talk to a bunch of nutmongers.
what?
Monger. I don't even know her, dude.
That's a person who does fish auctions. They're called a fishmonger.
They're not auctioning nut butters.
I don't know. I don't know how the nut industry works. I'm not familiar with how they run their business.
It's a huge cabal.
Oh yeah, by the way, Grant and Gina are the other. They're just filling. We're at Grant's house. So
Yeah.
Hey, Grant.
Contractually obligated to be in the outro. So
yeah.
So
And they were our PAs, so they've already been involved. Might as well involve them
I am
now.
a physician's attendant.
a physician does have a P. You're right.
It's not physician with an F.
So what'd you guys learn about the John Candy today, huh?
Oh yeah, is there any? Because you guys were there for the second half at least. Anything else you want to add?
I didn't know that Erik was colorblind.
I didn't either.
I didn't know that.
Neither did Brandon.
His best friend.
All right, well that's episode 1 of the Just Two Boys and Friends podcast. It's
Friends,
just two boys.
where?
It's just two boys.
Yeah.
Also, okay, hold on. Just Two Boys is already taken, but it's boys with a Z, and it's two guys. They're two brothers. So first of all, could have just been Just Two Brothers.
Just your brothers.
Come on, motherfuckers. And second of all, they have one episode that came out in 2018. Fuck them. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Stay
Thanks.
tuned for the second episode.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Fuck you.